Hey there, this is Debbie from Malangus Mini and Toy Aussies in Central Kentucky. And this is my Fancy and Randy litter that were born July the 28th, 2016. They are about a week and a half old in this video. Their eyes are not open. Their ears are still kind of standing out like Yoda's, so that's telling me that they are not hearing very much yet. Won't be too much longer for both of those things to happen. They'll start alerting when they hear, and their eyes will start just making little cracks, and then before long I'll know close to what their eye color is. Let me introduce you to them individually so you can begin to start to watch and see how they are developing. We'll start out with this little female. This little female, if you noticed, has really bright contrast in her colors. She has some pretty copper on her face, and as the puppies develop, the copper gets brighter usually. She has a little bit of a white blaze, not very big on her nose. On her forehead. Just maybe a little bit of light right there on the nose. I don't think that's going to be white. Her little pinky pig nose will turn to black, because she's a blue merle puppy. She's one of the bigger puppies, and I've called her Montana. We took a little trip out west a few weeks ago, and so these puppies are our Yellowstone puppies. This little girl's Montana. I'll turn her over. She's so lazy. See her bright contrast? There's her little face. Oh, what a pretty little girl. Very pretty. That's Montana. My other little merle female is right here. She has white collar. It goes all the way around, but it's a little skinnier on that side, you can see. Her name is Shoshone. She's the only one of this litter that has a white collar. Oh, look up your baby. Her merle is a little blonder, not quite as dark as Montana, her sister. And she has a little more white. She's got a little bit thicker white blaze. Little white's going to be on her muzzle. She has little white socks, at least on that foot. A little shorter sock on that foot. She's a chubby little girl also. I call her Shoshone. So there's Shoshone and Montana, two little merle females. And then they've grouped up by girls and boys. This little black tri-female, notice she has some pretty copper going up her leg in the back. Her little head, let's pull her out here. Ooh, pretty copper. Actually, I really like this little girl. She has no white on her face. Now, that contrast as she gets older between the copper and the copper points above her eyes and her pretty black face, she's going to be stunning, I think. I just like that combo. Even without the white, I think it's very, very pretty as a dog gets older. Her name is Faithful. Pretty white bib and a little bit of a white chin whiskers. See her pretty white bib underneath her neck. Little female, black tri-female. Call her Faithful. Faithful. See, she's going to be really pretty, because one thing about it, Fancy, her black puppies are very shiny black. They're not grayish at all or brownish at all. They are very bright black. There's the pretty little girls. And then we have the little boys. Here's a chubby little boy. Little chubby tum-tum. They are certainly enjoying their milk. This little boy's Custer. He has a white blaze on his face. Oh boy, he's so sleepy after having that good milk. He has white knee socks, little white booties on the back. I hate to turn him over, but I'm going to, because he has a distinctive marking on his other side. See, he has a black shoulder, and he also has a black hip. And then he has the merle in between, which kind of makes him almost striped there, which is kind of different and pretty. So that's Custer. Those little Yoda ears, see, they'll start to lay down once they start to hear. And this little boy, oh, there you go. That little boy is Rushmore. Hi, Rushmore. You want to turn over so they can see your face, buddy? He has a pretty little face. Lots of copper on that face. That's Rushmore. Oh, really pretty. Two little black areas on the top of his head. His merle is a little bit more grayed out. So his biggest black patches are on his face as opposed to on his body. But he has lots of copper. And their copper gets darker as they get older. That would be Rushmore. He looks a lot like his sister that my daughter has out of another litter of this same cross. That's she's 3 years old, or almost 4. His face looks a lot like Brave's face. And then the very last one, last and least by size, is this little black tri-male. Oh, yeah, he is substantially smaller. Not smaller because he's skinny, just smaller because he's petite. Okay, this little boy's grizzly. He's got a little bit of white, little bit, and then it's copper on the sides. And remember, that'll get brighter and dark. And he's got a nice white bib with the cross under his chin. And he is a teensy little boy. Not, like I said, not teensy because he's skinny, because he's eating well, but just petite. His head is smaller, his body is shorter, and my prediction is, although I can never ever guarantee, but my prediction is he'll be toy size. I'm predicting he's going to be about the size of his sister Rosie. She's 12 inches and about 13 pounds. That's going to be my guess. I hesitate to ever guarantee size with this cross because there's usually some range with most of the puppies in the middle being 14 to 15 inches, 15, 16 pounds. However, I have in just about every litter, there's one teenier one that falls under that 13 inch, and then occasionally there's one larger one that goes above, that is bigger than their mom. Their mom is 15 inches, 22 pounds. It's a little easier to guess once they're 6 to 8 weeks old because they start kind of dividing their size. It becomes a little more obvious. But even still, sometimes it's hard. The ones I think are going to be bigger end up just not being bigger. And then the ones I think are going to be smaller get a growth spurt. But this little bug right here, I'll be shocked if he doesn't come out to be toy size. There they are. They're beautiful. They're fat and sassy and shiny, and their little tummies are full. This is my Fancy and Randy litter. They were born July the 28th, 2016. They are about a week and a half old. This is Debbie Murray from Alangus Mini and Toy Aussies in Kentucky. Signing off.